as I said, we have Anand Sheela today, and the only introduction I can think, this is first interview of anyone on my channel, and it is great honor that Anand Sheela has agreed to give the time. And the only introduction I can think of her is like eternal lover of Bhagwan Shri Rajneesh. So thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. I am eternally indebted to you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you inviting me, and I appreciate the true introduction of mine.
Thank you. Gulin, you would like to introduce yourself before we begin with the interview or session?
Sure, I can quickly introduce myself. So I'm Gurleen. I'm also here in this interview, mainly a witness. And I'm in Canada. I'm in my 20s, and I've been connected with Bhagwan since age 7. So my connection with him is growing, and I'm learning a lot about meditation. So thank you, Sheila, for being here. And Vishal, you can introduce yourself now.
Right, I did already. So we can, the main purpose of this session, rather than interview, I would like to call it session, is to understand some of Bhagwan's wisdom on some of the questions I used to get from myself, from Gurleen, or from some of my friends. I wanted some clarification. So that's why, or some wisdom of Bhagwan. So that's why we have this session today. We have total about 11 to 12 questions. At any point of time, if you feel that you are tired, you want break, please tell us. At any point of time you feel that, okay, it is enough for the day, please tell us. Okay. We can, if some questions are left over, we can see it some other day. Okay. Can we start with the questions?
Yes, I'm waiting.
Right. Okay. The first question. As we understood through our studies, Bhagwan spoke about the fast pace in the change of technology, and that we must focus on evolving our consciousness before evolving our technology. You have seen the technological advancements in the 21st century. What are your ideas on relationship between technology and our consciousness in the light of Bhagwan's wisdom?
I was not there when Bhagwan spoke about technology, but my intuition says that technology is a modern tool for modern man. Without being conscious, you won't be able to use it at its optimal to enhance the human life. So I feel technology is very important in today's world. Without technology, it would be impossible to function at this time. I come from the old world where there was no technology or less technology. And I see the difference, and often I wonder in awe how far we have come. Being conscious, aware, those important things I have learned from Bhagwan. Bhagwan gave me an opportunity to sit near him and learn. Now it is for us to synthesize both without losing one another.
Right.
So this synthesis is where I think Bhagwan's understanding comes for me. But near Bhagwan, I have learned to tolerate many things that I didn't know before, and I still don't know, but I tolerate it, accept it, and with acceptance, I move forward. For me, to simplify without complicating for the mind, if you can synthesize both aspects, that would be a story to tell.
So, if I understood correctly, in a way, Bhagwan's wisdom was helpful in making you more conscious, by which you could use technology in a better way, right?
Well, I'm not afraid of technology.
No,
because
I'm just saying that.
I understand, I'm clarifying it, that what I have learned from Bhagwan makes me capable to accept new developments in life.
Great.
And the lesson here is of acceptance.
Okay. If I understood again correctly, acceptance can help us in evolving our consciousness, by which we can handle growing technology in a better way.
You interpret it the way you feel comfortable with it, what
Okay.
you understand. I have no issue on it.
Right. Okay. Fine. So two messages I get from here is that first is Bhagwan's wisdom helped you in evolving, and then the acceptance, if I interpret it correctly.
Right.
Right. Okay. Thank you. The second question, Gulin, you have some follow up, or you want to add something?
I just wanted to say that was a really great message of acceptance, Sheila. Yes, sometimes when we have a tough time understanding something or having to accept tolerating it, acceptance is the way. And that has been my path as well. Through acceptance, we can grow and evolve. So thank you. Yes.
The second question, can you please speak about Bhagwan's eternal presence? And if you have any experience to share regarding feeling or being one with his presence after he left his physical body.
I can talk about his eternal presence through my own heart. It is my heart that resolve all the issues. When I first met Bhagwan, fell in love with him in a way where, for me, if the death would have come then, it was, I felt I have lived my complete life. So for me, death and life became one when I first fell in love with him. And it is the same feeling I have it today. I do not focus on Bhagwan's death or my being alive. I focus on the moment of falling in love.
Right. So
For
that
me,
moment,
falling in love was important.
Sorry to interrupt you. So for the, if I say that moment is eternal for you,
absolutely.
Great. What we wanted to share, Gulin and I, many times it happened with us that suppose we both are talking over call and we talked about one particular topic, one particular subject, anything out of our life, and within like half an hour or 1 hour we will find a preaching where Osho is talking about that specific topic only, and it has happened multiple times. So we felt that maybe Osho is always with us. His presence is always around us. So this is why we wanted to put it question like this.
No problem for me. Often it happens to me that something I'm not able to resolve in me or resolve through my mind. And I'm looking at Bhagwan's photo, and suddenly the solution appears.
Right, same thing is
right.
with us.
But I do not indulge in it.
Right.
I take the solution, and for me, I have no conflict whether Bhagwan is present right now in his physical body or his other body or no body, makes no difference.
Great.
I have learned to analyze the problems or the issues from him, and looking at him, diving into his eyes, brings me to solution. Right. And I'm very grateful for it.
Great. Thank you. The third question, Gulin, you want to add something or any follow-up question?
I wanted to say, Sheela, that was beautiful. I love how you say that we shouldn't indulge in Bhagwan's presence, because often many seekers do. That's where we get stuck. So I love the part about you saying, dive into his eyes. Don't get stuck at him, but dive through him. That's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. For the seekers out there, or like people who follow Bhagwan, any specific Bhagwan's wisdom you like to share with us that can be helpful in their journey?
For me, what is important throughout my time with Bhagwan, and there were 14 years I was with him, that it was important not to become greedy for some special experiences, or feeling that, oh, I'm very meditative, or they are enlightened, or I am enlightened. No. I was very pragmatic near Bhagwan, and I never lost sight that in spite of all his abilities, in spite of his genius, he was a beautiful man.
You said, in spite of all abilities, means intellectual, spiritual, what type of abilities?
There is no division.
No division.
All his ability, why do you want to dissect him? he was a complete man.
Right. Okay. Gulli?
Yes, I think that's good. We can move forward to the next question. Thank you, Sheila.
Yes.
The fourth question, reflecting on your life, is there any specific wisdom of Bhagwan? I think you covered it, but still, I will again ask, is there any specific wisdom from Bhagwan and that guided you throughout or during any specific phase of your life, reflecting on your life? Any teaching from him which proved to be like always helpful?
Be yourself. He said, always, Sheela, be yourself. And this is what he said to all of us, not just to me. But that's a big teaching of Bhagwan, be yourself. When you are true to yourself, what more you need? It is beautiful.
Right. Thank you. And this is something which will help both of us and all the people who are watching, who are going to watch this session. Gulli?
Yeah, thank you, Sheila. I think that's a very good message, simplified into 2 words. Yeah.
Right. The fifth question, if you like to share, what has your journey of sannyas been like for you?
Divine, beautiful, swimming 24 hours in love of Bhagwan. I have nothing more than that to say. It was a positive journey, and it continues even today, the same.
Right. I think it must be like 50 years now. Since the day you took sannyas.
I would assume, I haven't counted the years, but I would assume it was in 73 or something.
Right. Okay. Almost there. So like it is when you say swimming, you mean say you can I interpret it like this? After that day, you have let go of everything, like you just floated. You never like asserted yourself, something like that.
I don't understand your interpretation.
Okay. So it is like there is. Do you mean swimming as if floating? After that, like maybe before the sannyas or after the sannyas, what was the difference? If I just put it like this, what was the difference before the sannyas, after the sannyas?
Before sannyas, I fell in love with him.
Okay.
And that was also diving into his eyes, you know.
Okay. If I may again put it, before meeting Bhagwan, after meeting, was there any difference?
I met Bhagwan and life took a different turn.
Great. This is like, so in a way, Bhagwan's presence and sannyas proved to be like the most crucial event of your life, if I say so.
They were very important event of my life. There was nothing crucial about it. It was important. It was an event that I could not ignore.
Great. Okay. Gulli?
Yeah, thank you, Sheila. I really like how you put that. I like the analogy of swimming I think you really dove deep after you met Osho, and there was no going back once you fell in love with him.
Oh, great.
That's
And the sixth question. As we understood, Bhagwan emphasized that sannyas is about going inwards through meditation. Do you think it is important to get sannyas initiation in present times, or can one be sannyasin without going through initiation process?
The initiation was Bhagwan's way of making us aware of a new lifestyle.
Mm.
It was his way that he offered us the possibility to connect with him. I personally, whether I'm sannyasin or not sannyasin, I'm connected with him through my love.
Mm.
It is important to feel him and then do whatever you want to do will come out right. By doing something and hoping that half-heartedly doing something brings you to the right, then it won't happen.
Mm.
So either you feel him or you don't.
Right.
But if you don't feel and you want to try out, then try out. And when I fell in love with Bhagwan, I had not thought of sannyas. I didn't even know sannyas. It was few months later, I visited Bhagwan and he put a mala around me, and I took it as a present of the love I feel for him.
Mm.
And I graciously held it near me.
Mm.
I wore it proudly as my best jewelry that a young woman would wear to look beautiful.
Right. Gurleen, would you
So
like to?
when you feel that way, then by all means, wear mala, wear red clothes, orange clothes, do whatever you require, but be yourself. Don't copy others, don't pretend.
Right. Gurleen?
Thank you, Sheila. That's beautiful. I can understand, or I can feel some presence when you mentioned that you got the mala and you wore it proudly. It's because you were in love with him.
Exactly.
Thank you.
The seventh question. Do you see Bhagwan's vision for the new man as being lived?
I am living it.
Okay. That's
I don't
very
need
good
to
answer.
have other people living it. I am living it on a daily basis. And
That's very good.
I have lived that vision from the day one that I was with him.
Mm.
And probably will continue till my last day.
Right. So your answer actually negated my follow-up question from this question. So you already answered the follow-up questions. It is upon the individual to live it, right?
Right.
We should not be focused whether other people are living it or not. We should be focused whether I am living it or not.
Right.
Right. Thank you. This is all the answers were beautiful. This is the most beautiful answer so far. Okay. For me. Gurleen?
Thank you, Sheila, for your answer. I love that you're living Bhagwan's vision for the new man. Could you describe it a little bit more for the generation today, what that means and what that looks like?
To begin with, I live my life. I'm being myself. What I have understood from Bhagwan, that future is communal lifestyle. Future man, communal lifestyle will be the answer for many problems. Bhagwan also had said, wherever you are, you can create your own communal lifestyle. I live here communally among my people, handicapped people, underprivileged people, and we live together very harmonious and very musical lifestyle together. The concept of this living is being there. I am there for you and you are there for me. And we all have something to share with one another.
Right.
I have my ability to organize. They have their ability to offer me something to organize. So we go hand in hand. We see each other at the same eye level. There's no one higher, no one lower.
Right.
In this small community, we are more than 15 nationalities, 15 languages, different colors of skin, different shapes of eyes, but we are together in this commune, and there is no discrimination here. So, what was Bhagwan's commune? That is exactly what Bhagwan's commune was. Living together without a difference.
Right.
And that is how I live my life since I have left Bhagwan. I had created this institute with a lot of hard work, same way as we had worked hard near Bhagwan.
Right. Yes. Gurleen?
Thank you, Sheila. The way you describe your lifestyle, your community, it's really beautiful. I wish I could be a part of that as well.
Well, if you are someday in Switzerland, come and spend a few days with us.
Right. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, it sounds beautiful. I love that you're sharing your presence, your abilities, your love with everybody else there, and they're sharing the same back. And like you said, you're there for each other.
Right.
Yes, that's beautiful. I wish we could have more of that around the world. And yes, that is something we wanted to ask you as well. Going forward into the future, do you see that Bhagwan's vision for the new man is going to be expanding, or do you see that it is expanding?
I think it is not a question of expansion.
Mm-hmm.
It is a question of awareness for each individual. When a spark floats in the air, it can catch a fire. And Bhagwan's teachings, Bhagwan's vision, Bhagwan's ideology, it is like a fire.
Yep.
It is spark. So it depends how many sparks are going to be there in the world. And guaranteed, they will start new fires.
Yes.
Thank you. The eighth question. Through our studies, we came to know that spiritual masters create devices to help their disciples to evolve. Bhagwan has also talked about spiritual devices in a few of his preachings. Could you please speak about the role of Bhagwan's devices, if you are aware of any?
Well, in the beginning, you asked me a question about wearing a mala.
Yeah.
I would take that as a device.
Okay.
Creating a new community or creating a new commune, as he used to say, that is a device for us all to participate and occupy our mental masturbation. Bhagwan's devices were very practical and very readable devices. When people are lazy, he can see it right away, because ashram or the new commune, people were not ready to work or complaining. That shows him your mentality. So to look for some sort of a fantasy color or fantasy spirituality devices, for me, were not necessary. What he offered us on a daily basis, that was enough.
It may be like very stupid question from my side. You started with saying mala is a device.
Yeah.
Can you please tell me how?
Well, when you wear a mala of Bhagwan, you look at yourself and you remember that's because I wear it because of Bhagwan. It was a present of Bhagwan to me. Then that reminds you why you are with Bhagwan.
Right.
You are with Bhagwan to become alert, awake.
Right.
You look at it, you say, I'm with Bhagwan because I am starting a new path of life. In many ways, you can read it for yourself, what is important for you. When I used to dress in red and oranges and mala, I would always remember Bhagwan said to me, Sheela, you look beautiful in red. It was my heaven those words. I didn't need a heaven. Just to think of those words or feel those words, remembering those words was plenty.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Right. Thank you, Gurleen.
I'm wondering, Sheila, do you still wear your mala today? And how is that experience like for you?
No, I don't wear my mala today because I went in prison and I was not allowed to wear mala.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I don't even now need a mala.
Right.
I remember Bhagwan without it. I feel him without it.
Right. It is again coming back to that eternal presence we talked about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Because you feel eternal presence, you need not to wear mala.
Yeah, but I don't think much about it anymore.
Right. Yeah, as you said, we should not divulge into it. Right.
I mean, I don't have to make any extra nice words about it. I'm truthful about it.
Right. Okay. That's
Yes.
great. Thank you. This is ninth question. Earlier, we asked about Bhagwan's wisdom, which can be helpful for seekers in the 21st century. Now, these questions are more related with you. Okay. Now, we request you to share your wisdom or message if you think, which you think can be helpful for seekers today.
I would say try not to interpret Bhagwan. Bhagwan is a very clean and clear orator. He uses his words with a scale. He weighs every word that comes out of his mouth. We need not interpret it. When we interpret it, that's because we are looking to use Bhagwan as an excuse for our own desire.
Right.
Try to be honest with yourself. Even if it is difficult in this world to move around with honesty, it's better still to be honest. Then cheat yourself and cheat Bhagwan.
The last portion, I didn't get it.
Try to be honest with yourself. By being honest with yourself, you be honest with Bhagwan.
Right.
Don't use excuses.
Right.
Bhagwan did not like when his sannyasins or his followers used him as an excuse. For example,
Right.
Bhagwan has been known all over the world as a sex guru. Bhagwan gave us methods to overcome sexuality or the perversion of sexuality. He never, ever forced us to engage in sexual act for himself or for others. In fact, he taught us be respectful towards each other. People get together, they are attracted sexually, but they will bring Tantra in. They will bring Bhagwan in.
Right.
This is cheating.
Right.
This is unethical.
Right. I agree.
Be honest.
Mm.
And that's what I meant.
Right. I understood now. Thanks for explaining. And this is it is like again we say it is Bhagwan's presence. Gurleen, if you remember last night we were talking about the same thing. We should not interpret Osho's words.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. What we were talking about is that when you accept somebody as your guru, or that you're going to be following a spiritual master, let's say, something that we were discussing is that you should follow their path completely. Whatever they're saying to you, trust that. Don't make your own interpretations of it. So
exactly. It is like going to a doctor. Doctor gives you medicine, but you decide which medicine you want and which you don't. How will you become healthy again? I mean, I'm not talking about discrepancies of modern medicine or anything. I'm just using this as an example.
Mm-hmm.
There is no discussion on it on my part.
Mm-hmm.
When you follow Bhagwan, then trust him and move forward.
Right. This is like very nice, and it resonates with me. Like since I've started reading or listening to Osho, I have tried my best to kept my mind aside, not to bring my mind to in interpreting it, because Bhagwan has already explained everything in extreme detail. It doesn't need any interpretation. Unless someone is just headbound to interpret, then he can interpret. Okay. Otherwise, there is no need to interpret his words.
Right.
Again, next question is also about your vision or message for humanity. Do you have any, and you would like to share?
Only thing I would like to say is what I have learned from Bhagwan, and that is, be yourself.
Great. Gurleen?
thank you, Sheila.
Okay.
That's beautiful. Could you describe an example for us, let's say in your life, where you had some sort of difficulty come up and you reflected on Bhagwan's wisdom, and let's say you remembered be yourself. So how did you implement that in your life? Just the little steps that you could talk about?
Yes, I write about it also in my autobiography, Don't Kill Him. If you or your viewers have a chance, I recommend you have it right there. Read it, because I talk about my hard times after I left Bhagwan. The world was so negative against me and had rejected me in every corner.
Right.
And there I had to find my own ground to stand on and my own feet to stand on. I took Bhagwan's teachings as my tools to overcome these difficulties. I used his own teachings to combat all the difficulties that were created in my way after I left Bhagwan. And I tell you, his teachings work. I'm still alive.
Right.
I'm doing my own thing as I did it when I was with Bhagwan, my own thing. At that time when I started following Bhagwan, many relatives and friends thought I had gone mad following Bhagwan, but it was my thing.
Right.
And I did it then, and I did it again.
Yeah. That's
His teachings are very, very profound.
right. Gurleen, you want to add?
Yes, thank you for sharing that, Sheila. His teachings seem like they can help somebody at any point in their life.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is my experience, that his teachings are very practical and very easy to use them, as long as you are trying not to be clever.
Yes.
So there is one last question, but through our conversation, I got one more question. So if you allow, I will ask two.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. So the one which we decided, Gurleen and I, is that or I can combine both of them, both together. Now you are interacting with us for about 1 hour. Okay, I understand 1 hour is a very minimum time period, very less time period. But in case you think that something can be helpful for both of us for evolving, any specific advice to me, any specific advice to Gurleen?
I didn't get the question though.
So, okay. Maybe in our conversation, maybe I might have asked some stupid question, okay, or I might have even interrupted you, okay. So I'm sorry for that. But if you feel that okay, in last 1 hour, okay, this person needs to improve on this thing, any generic, okay, let me know so that I can improve on myself. Likewise for Gurleen.
I can tell you right away, you need to be precise in your question.
Okay.
Question has to be short.
Okay.
And right to the point. And then when the answer comes, you need the answers to let be inside you.
Okay.
Not immediately interpret.
Right.
Because if you immediately interpret, that means you didn't, your mind was going on, try to justify what the other says.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Any advice for Gurleen if she wants to have it? Gurleen?
I think she requires no advice. She listens with feelings.
Good.
Not with intellect. And there, she doesn't need any advice. She's doing the right thing.
Great.
Maybe you can practice with her.
Gurleen can guide me. Okay. Thanks, Ma. Gurleen, you want to ask something more?
We can go ahead with the next question. But yes, I just wanted to thank you, Sheila, for what you just mentioned, because you're talking about the mind, which is something that Osho spoke about a lot. And he really wanted us to understand not to let the mind get in the way.
Right. Exactly. Mind is a monkey. And Bhagwan used to often refer this monkey mind. And this is where the work activities are very important. That's where mind has a break, because you're busy doing your work and mind has a break.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can meditate. Bhagwan's whole meditation, dynamic meditation, was based on that principle. He makes you jump up and down. He makes you say hoo-hoo. He does this. You dance. And when you are exhausted, you lay down and break. Relax.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It has been very helpful for me, like dynamic meditation I did it for 1 month. I had some issues. I needed catharsis for that. Okay. So from my childhood and all, so it proved to be like highly beneficial for me.
Right.
Gurleen, you want to add something or ask any question?
If I may ask quickly, Sheila, regarding
please.
Yes, regarding meditation, or let's say dynamic meditation specifically, have you tried certain meditations from Bhagwan? And that's not been your experience.
Meditation is not my thing. It is not my cup of coffee. And Bhagwan never asked me to meditate. And I had many times when everybody would be meditating, I would tell Bhagwan, I find it so boring to watch them. And Bhagwan used to laugh.
Yes.
I haven't done it, and I don't do it even today.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And anyway, in heart, I'm an artist, so I know all colors. So I don't have to see colors in meditation.
I was hearing a preaching of Osho, and recently he mentioned there's two paths to the divine, or there's two paths of going inwards. One is through love, and the other is through meditation. So I think it's very clear that you're on the path of love with Bhagwan.
Exactly. Path of love and path of work.
Love of work.
Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Gurleen, yeah, please, you were saying something.
No, thank you, I said.
All right. Gurleen, can you stop recording? Then we will do the formalities closer. Thank you, Ma, for interview session today. It was greatly beneficial. Personally, also, like the last advice you have given me, I will definitely work on. Okay. Understand, like in astrology, there is a nakshatra Shravana. Shravana is Shravan, listening. Okay, I have 3 planets there. I am supposed to listen. Okay, my path should be of listening. You just reminded me. So So I will definitely work on it. And other wisdom you shared of Bhagwan, and yours wisdom is also like gold for us. I'm sure other listeners will also be benefited, and we will also be benefited. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, young lady. If you are ever nearby in Europe, come visit.
Thank you,
I
Sheila.
don't.
Yes, I would love to. I've always wanted to come to Switzerland. It feels like a calling, and I would love to come visit you. So thank you for that.
Do that whenever you can.
Yes.
And
Mark,
whenever you feel to.
Right. Mark, can you please stay online after
Yes.
we... Okay. William?
Before we end the recording, I just wanted to quickly highlight some things from our interview. Yeah, so first of all, I would really like to thank you, Sheila, for providing us your very loving presence today. Even though it's online, I can really feel that. And you bring Bhagwan's loving presence to us as well. So thank you.
Thank you for the honor.
Yes.
No, honor is it is honor for us to have this your presence, your guidance. Yeah, this is more an honor for us.
Mm-hmm. And Sheila, you mentioned that through awareness we can light sparks. So we individually can light sparks around the world through our own individual awareness, becoming a spark, and then we can, basically light a fire. It's like turning on a switch for Earth. And I hope that that's where we're headed, our consciousness, humanity's consciousness, and that we can continue on the path of Osho's vision of the new man. And so thank you so much for enlightening us today about your lifestyle and how you really live the path that you've got from him. So thank you for that.
Pleasure is mine to share with you all. And thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.